The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Chargers and the reigning NFC champs. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. But tonight we've got a preseason matchup as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And a look here now at their fourth-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. Even with that broken tackle, can't go very far. Stopped short of the 30. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
18 Cardinal. 7 Pirates. Trap 50. Cup 19. Go, Riggs. Go.
A shotgun snap to Stroud. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A big play here for Dallas. 43 yards.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On the bootleg, Stroud. He finds his man, Pollard. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And good pursuit yet again by the Chargers as they stuff him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Stroud on 3rd down now. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. They'll turn things over to Brandon Aubrey now for the field goal. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So they'll likely get a few more drives before we see the second team, but a good start for the first unit with 3 points.
Yeah, good start, and now they want to see them build on it because you're exactly right. They'll get a few more drives at this stage of the preseason. Can they continue to evolve and add to what we just saw in the first drive?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020. The man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
It hasn't taken Herbert long to earn this status as one of the league's best and most entertaining passers. He's locked and loaded on every snap, and the second he sees an opening, The ball's soaring downfield. You've got to be on your A game at all times against him. The second you slip up, he's liable to burn you.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a man who played high school ball here in LaGrange, Texas, J.K. Dobbins. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now it's Herbert. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Herbert now. That's taken in by Palmer. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 more yards there and another first down. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Out left, he's got it to Everett. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Again, Herbert. Touchdown, Chargers. Mike Williams, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. That's an old-fashioned death march there, partner. Took them a lot of plays, but, hey, they did the job.
And the defense always preaches getting off the field, making a play, and turning it back over to their own offense. Unable to do so. A long, sustained drive by the offense.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants a drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle Doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 19 yards there on the catch and run. After 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Stroud. Here's a screen now for Pollard. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Stroud. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
18 Rattler, 60 Bobcat, 60, 18, Pioneer.
Again, it's Stroud. On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he will have the 1st down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. Calling a loss of 2 there on the play. And that will lead to a 3rd and goal.
Here we go, Jack.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. His pass caught at the 4. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tyler Conklin from 4 yards out. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. That's just how they do it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, yeah, I give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Aubrey good with the PAT. And the lead is now 10-7. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line. The Chargers get set to go here for their 2nd drive. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, This is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Herbert setting up to throw on first down. He's got another one to Johnston. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, he's been a busy man in this first half. They've targeted him quite a bit, including both plays here to start this drive. And until that defense starts reacting a little better, they may just keep going back to him.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. They bring him in off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
Well, their first sack of the game, and it doesn't come from a usual suspect, not somebody up front, but Charles, a defensive back getting in there.
And I can tell you from experience, he's beyond excited to make that play because you're exactly right. It isn't normal to call his number to run at the quarterback like that. Usually you're defending the pass, but he takes full advantage and dumps him to the turf.
And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on third down.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
On first down, Justin Herbert. Johnston on the quick slant. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to bring up second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
A Charger first there as Herbert finds Williams.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Chargers.
Set. 21.
Back to throw again. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Palmer. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Herbert throwing again.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Herbert. And he'll just get rid of it. This Cowboy defense looked ready for that third down pass. Brings up fourth. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
Well, maybe a nice psychological boost there just to get back to even with that field goal as we head towards half. Coaching 101 always says at halftime, play it like it's 0-0 on the scoreboard. Well, in this case, it's level, right? Same score each side. Just start over. Now you get the second half to play. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
On the jump. Go check. Go check. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Go.
Final play of the half. Stroud. The throw-out run going to be incomplete. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend, and then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game. In our game, expect to see the starters for at least one more drive. Something to look forward to as we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Back to throw here, Herbert. And his throw here is incomplete.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his second drop, indeed, not a good look. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And that's incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Here's J.K. Scott now, and surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. It's taken to the 26. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Ready.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Stroud now on 2nd down. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Ready.
Now a 1st carry for their fullback. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas first down.
That guy's going to want the football a whole lot more. I'd hate to be the offensive coordinator now because all he's going to say is, how come I'm not touching him more? Do you see me out there moving around, wiggling, and making it happen? Give me the ball, coach.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Well, now, after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Ball on the 27. Here's second down and a yard. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. Third and a yard. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
From the 13 now, they work on first and 10. And Stroud now to throw. Throw is caught by Schoonmaker.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football, and that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion force there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead.
Touchdown! Tyler Conklin ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Cowboys have broken the tie.
So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Aubrey now for the PAT.
He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
L.A. readies for its next possession.
They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey, Ram.
Now Herbert going to shift his guys around.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
On 1st and 10, Herbert.
Open man, it's Palmer.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
A handoff running left is Dobbins. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line.
And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment.
And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Here's Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the first down.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now it's Herbert. A quick throw there is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Herbert off of play action. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. He showed off the athletic juke, but it didn't buy him a whole lot of real estate. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That is caught. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. To the air again, Herbert. That's going to be caught. It's Palmer. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Herbert operating from the red zone. This is caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Josh Palmer from 13 yards out. And the Chargers have a chance to tie the ball game here in the final minute of the 3rd.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will level the playing field at 17 all. 17-17 the score, all even to this point as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Dallas offense set for this next drive. And we got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown. So every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Tackled on the play by Cameron Thomas. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this 3rd quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the second half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the 3rd quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
It would be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball.
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
They'll run on first down. Fox. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Second down now. It's Fox. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Looking to throw. Cruz. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had. Thought they could exploit them. Unable to do so on that play.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
Possession switching back now to the Chargers. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could turn your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down.
To throw, Browning. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and we watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Here's Browning.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Cowboys are going to have a short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again.
Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Up the middle they go. Fox. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7. Leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And we'll be inside the 35 down at the 34-yard line.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. That one looks like he'll throw here. Now they go screen. It's complete. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
And remember, no overtime here in preseason. This offense hoping that's a moot issue as they try to finish this one off.
On 2nd down, it's Fox. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here's 3rd and 3. Try to take this home. They'll run.
And they'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A 10-yard touchdown run.
And the Cowboys are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead. Well, they were looking to pick up the 1st down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. They'll look to throw. And this one's caught. And their fourth quarter lead grows by a couple more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
So the Chargers now down by 11, just over 1:40 to play. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here we go. This is 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. 65 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. That is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great effort there with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Cowboys have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Aubrey now for the point after. And the lead is up to 18 now. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Now Browning. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped in incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time is run out on this ball game.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
Yeah, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.